Lucas, a young bicycle mechanic with calloused hands and a gentle gaze, lived a modest life in the small coastal town of Seabreeze. His days were filled with the sound of the sea and meticulous work on bicycles in need of his skilled touch. But his true joy was his daughter, Carla, a 6-year-old girl with golden curls and curious eyes. Carla was the center of Lucas's universe, despite her fragile health due to a rare heart condition that kept her tethered to a world of constant care. On a sunny afternoon, Lucas took Carla to the local supermarket, a modest establishment with stocked shelves and a mixed aroma of fresh bread and ripe fruits. While Carla admired the vibrant colors of the fruits, Lucas noticed a figure in the distance near the checkout. It was Helena, an elderly woman with silver hair and a hunched posture, wearing a faded wool coat despite the heat. Her eyes were teary, and she held a small birthday cake with trembling hands. "I don't have enough money," Lucas heard as he approached. When Helena whispered with a choked voice, "It was supposed to be a cake for my Harold's birthday. He would have turned 80 today." Moved by a compassionate impulse, Lucas approached gently, holding Carla's hand. "Please let me help," he said, reaching for his wallet. "We can't let Harold's birthday go without celebration." Helena looked at him, her eyes lighting up with a mixture of surprise and gratitude. "Would you do that for me?" I don't know how to thank you." "No need to thank me," Lucas replied, smiling. "Helping someone is always a gift to the one who helps as well. My name is Lucas, and this is my daughter, Carla. I'm Helena." "You have a generous heart, Lucas. Harold would have liked you," she said, a fragile smile crossing her lips as the cashier processed the purchase. Lucas felt Carla tug on his hand. "Daddy, you made her smile," Carla said, her eyes shining with pride. Lucas knelt down beside her, giving her a tight hug. "Sometimes a small gesture can make a big day for someone, sweetheart," he explained, kissing the top of her head, "just like you make all my days special." As they left the supermarket, Lucas looked back, seeing Helena waving to them, holding the cake with a new sparkle in her eyes. He didn't know at that moment, but that simple act of kindness would open a new chapter in their lives, filled with twists and unforgettable moments. On a peaceful afternoon, while playing in the park under his watchful eye, Carla, Lucas's daughter, suddenly stopped. Her hands clutched her chest, and her eyes filled with fear and confusion. "Daddy, it hurts," she whispered before collapsing helplessly to the ground. Lucas, paralyzed by a brief moment of pure terror, rushed to her side, lifting her into his arms. "Carla, stay with me, please," he pleaded, his heart pounding in despair. Amid the chaos, he remembered that Sophia was a doctor and might be able to help. With trembling hands, he dialed her number. "Sophia, it's Lucas." "It's Carla." She passed out. "I don't know what to do." Sophia, with the characteristic calm of an experienced physician, responded quickly. "Lucas, I'm on my way. Take her to the hospital immediately. I'll meet you there." At the hospital, Sophia found Lucas in a state of distress, cradling the unconscious Carla. She quickly took charge of the situation, coordinating with the doctors and nurses. Her professionalism shone even amidst personal tension. While Carla was rushed to the emergency room, Sophia held Lucas's hand. "We'll do everything we can, Lucas. Your daughter is in good hands. The doctor attending to her is the best in the region," she said, her voice firm but full of empathy. Hours passed, each minute feeling like an eternity to Lucas while Sophia remained by his side, offering support and understanding. Finally, the doctor emerged, his face serious but hopeful. "Mr. Lucas, your daughter is a fighter. We've stabilized her, but she needs ongoing treatment and possibly surgery. It's a complex heart condition," the doctor explained. Sophia intervened, discussing technical details with the doctor, using her expertise to better understand the situation. "We'll devise a treatment plan," she said, turning to Lucas. "I'll be here to help every step of the way, Lucas. You're not alone in this." Lucas, with teary eyes, could only nod, grateful for Sophia's presence. "Thank you, Sophia. I don't know what I would do without you here. Leave your thoughts in the comments." Do you think a friendship will develop between Sophia and Lucas, or maybe even a romance? Will Carla, Lucas's daughter, be able to recover in the following weeks? Sophia was more than just a doctor to Carla. She became a beacon of hope for Lucas, guiding them through the maze of treatments and medical decisions. Her dedication not only saved Carla but also strengthened the invisible bond that had formed between her and Lucas, a bond forged in adversity and solidified by compassion and care. Days went by, and indeed, Carla would have to undergo surgery. She needed a heart transplant, and a month later, they secured a heart for Carla. The sun had barely risen when Carla was taken into the operating room. Lucas, with red eyes from worry and sleepless nights, held his little daughter's hand, whispering words of encouragement. "You're the strongest girl I know, Carla. Everything will be all right," he said, trying to conceal the quiver in his voice. Sophia arrived just before Carla was taken, wearing her white coat and a determined expression. "Lucas, I'll be in there with her. I promise I'll take care of your little one," she said, placing her hand on his shoulder in a supportive gesture. Lucas looked at Sophia, his eyes meeting hers. "I trust you, Sophia." "Thank you for being here," he replied, his voice choked with emotion. As Carla was wheeled away, Lucas felt a tightening in his heart. He sat in the waiting room, hours dragging on like days. Sophia, who had briefly left the operating room, returned to update him. "It's going well, Lucas. The surgeons are doing an incredible job. Carla is strong," she assured Lucas, who could barely form words, simply nodded. Sophia sat beside him, offering her silent presence as comfort. They waited together, united by a common concern and a silent hope. Finally, after hours that felt like an eternity, the surgeon appeared. "The surgery was a success," he announced. "Carla is stable and recovering. She's a fighter." Tears of relief welled up in Lucas's eyes. He turned to Sophia, his gratitude inexpressible in words. "You helped save my daughter, Sophia. I don't know how to thank you," he said, his voice trembling. Sophia smiled, tears glistening in her own eyes. "I did what any doctor would do, Lucas. Carla is a special girl." In the days that followed as Carla recovered, Lucas realized that his feelings for Sophia had deepened. She was no longer just a friend or the doctor who saved his daughter. She was someone he wanted to share every moment of joy and challenge with. Sophia, with her compassion and strength, had become an indispensable part of his life. One night, as they watched Carla peacefully sleeping in her hospital bed, Lucas took Sophia's hand. "You've changed our lives, Sophia. I feel something more for you, more than gratitude or friendship," he confessed, his heart pounding. Sophia looked at Lucas, a gentle smile on her lips. "I feel it too, Lucas. Since that first night you came for dinner, there's something special between us." That moment sealed a new phase in their lives, an unspoken promise to explore this new feeling that had emerged between them, a feeling born amidst adversity but flourishing with the promise of love and hope. Days went by, and Lucas began to visit Helena's house more and more to see Sophia. Helena became a very important figure in Lucas's life. However, Helena's health deteriorated very quickly until the news of Helena's death came as an unexpected blow, deeply shaking both Lucas and Sophia. It was a gray afternoon when Sophia called Lucas, her voice trembling with sorrow. "Lucas, it's Sophia. I have bad news. My mother, she passed away this morning," she said, trying to hold back tears. Lucas felt his heart tighten. "Oh, Sophia, I'm so sorry," he replied, the weight of the news sinking in. "Your mother was an amazing woman. She will be greatly missed." In the days that followed, Lucas and Sophia found solace in each other, sharing memories of Helena and the impact she had left on their lives. Helena had become more than just a friend to Lucas. She was an almost maternal figure whose kindness and wisdom had deeply touched his heart. The reading of Helena's will took place in a small room overlooking the garden she loved so much. Lucas and Sophia sat together, holding hands, drawing strength from each other's presence. Helena's lawyer, a middle-aged man with a kind demeanor, began reading the will. I, Helena Myers, declare that a portion of my estate be left to Lucas Bennett and his daughter, Carla Bennett, in gratitude for the kindness and compassion shown in my life." Lucas felt a wave of shock and surprise. I wasn't expecting this," he murmured, looking at Sophia. Sophia squeezed Lucas's hand. "My mother always knew how to recognize kindness in others, Lucas. She saw something very special in you." The lawyer continued detailing that the inheritance included a significant sum of money and some sentimental pieces that Helena wanted Lucas and Carla to have. Lucas was stunned not only by the material generosity but by the emotional significance behind it. "She gave me much more than money," he told Sophia afterward. "She gave me a part of her, her family, her history. I'll honor her memory every day." Sophia looked at Lucas, her eyes filled with tears and gratitude. "She brought us together, Lucas, in a way no one could have predicted." Helena's inheritance was not just a financial gift, it was a legacy of love and gratitude, uniting Lucas, Sophia, and Carla in a way that transcended time and memory, an eternal reminder of the transformative power of a simple act of kindness. After receiving Helena's generous inheritance, Lucas found himself faced with new possibilities to improve his life and that of his daughter, Carla. Sitting at the kitchen table with documents and scattered notes in front of him, he carefully contemplated each decision, wanting to honor Helena's memory. "Carla, what do you think about us visiting some new schools tomorrow?" Lucas asked, smiling at his daughter, who was drawing nearby. "We can choose the best one for you." Carla looked at him with eyes shining with excitement. "I would love that, Daddy. I want to learn more about stars and the ocean." Lucas laughed, his heart warming at Carla's childlike curiosity. "Then let's find the best place for you to become the best star and ocean explorer." In addition to investing in Carla's education, Lucas also decided to improve his workshop. He acquired new tools, a more modern workbench, and even hired an assistant, which allowed him to have more time to spend with Carla and Sophia. "You really transformed this place, Lucas," Sophia commented, admiring the renovated workshop during one of her visits. Lucas, wiping his hands on a cloth, smiled. "Thanks to Helena. Every improvement here is a reminder of her kindness." As Lucas and Carla's lives improved, their relationship with Sophia also deepened. They spent more time together, whether in quiet dinners at home or walks in the park with Carla. These simple yet precious moments forged a deeper connection between them. "I never imagined my life would change so much," Lucas confessed to Sophia as they watched Carla play in a park on a sunny afternoon. Sophia took his hand. "Life is full of surprises, Lucas, some sad, others wonderful. What matters is who we share these moments with." "I'm so grateful to share them with you," Lucas said, squeezing Sophia's hand. The changes brought by Helena's inheritance were not just material but also emotional and relational. Lucas, Carla, and Sophia found in the sadness of loss a path to a brighter future, united by love and the memory of a woman who had changed their lives with a simple act of kindness. The days passed, and Lucas and Sophia got married and moved in together with little Carla. Years went by, and Carla, who had now blossomed into a vivacious and dream-filled teenager, brought home some news that left Lucas somewhat uneasy. "Dad, do you remember Richard? He's back in town. We met at the park today, and he's so cool," she said, her eyes shining with youthful excitement. Lucas, remembering Richard as the boy who used to cause trouble at school, felt a pang of concern. "Richard, huh? Is he a good guy now?" Lucas asked, trying to keep his tone light. Carla, sensing her father's hesitation, replied with a sigh, "Dad, he has changed. People grow, you know? He's really nice and smart. We have so much in common." In the following days, Carla spent more time with Richard, and Lucas couldn't help but feel his growing discomfort. He watched from the window, his heart heavy, as Carla laughed and talked with Richard in the backyard. One evening during dinner, Lucas decided to voice his concerns. "Carla, I know you like Richard, but I just want to make sure he's the right person for you, you know, his past." Carla, frowning, interrupted him. Dad, you've always taught me to believe in the best in people. Why can't you do that with Richard? He's different from what he used to be. Lucas sighed, realizing the growing gap between them. I just want to protect you, Carla. I love you, and I don't want you to get hurt. Carla, with tears in her eyes, got up from the table. You need to trust me, Dad. I'm not a child anymore. The following weeks were marked by tense silence and brief conversations. Sophia, sensing the tension, tried to mediate. Lucas, she's growing up. We have to give her space to make her own decisions, even if it scares us, she said gently. And Sophia continued, Lucas, trust is the foundation of any relationship. Maybe it's time to trust Carla's choices and support her. Those words echoed in Lucas's mind that night. He tossed and turned in bed, Sophia's words mixing with memories of Carla's smiles and hugs when she was younger. By dawn, Lucas made a decision. He needed to mend things with his daughter. After breakfast, Lucas approached Carla, who was sitting in the garden, her eyes fixed on a book. Carla, can I talk to you? He asked, his voice trembling. Carla looked at him, surprised. Of course, Dad. Lucas sat down beside her, choosing his words carefully. I've been doing a lot of thinking, he began. I realize I've been too protective, maybe even too much. I want you to know that I trust you in your choices, and if Richard is important to you, then I want to give him a chance too. Carla closed the book, her eyes filling with tears. Do you really mean that, Dad? Lucas nodded, a lump forming in his throat. Yes, and I apologize for not seeing this sooner. You're growing up, and I need to learn to let you live your own life. Carla threw herself into Lucas's arms, hugging him tightly. Thank you, Dad. I love you. I love you too, more than anything, Lucas said, hugging her back. This moment marked a new chapter in Lucas and Carla's relationship. Lucas learned to balance his protective instincts with the need to let his daughter make her own choices, while Carla realized the deep love and care behind her father's concerns. Together, they rediscovered the power of trust and mutual understanding. Carla's birthday dawned clear and sunny, a perfect reflection of the atmosphere of renewal and joy that now permeated Lucas's family. The house was decorated with colorful balloons, and a table was filled with Carla's favorite treats, while an upbeat playlist filled the air with music and laughter. Lucas, assisting Sophia with the final preparations in the kitchen, couldn't help but smile. Who would have thought, huh? Here we are, all together, 10 years after we met, celebrating Carla's birthday, her 17th birthday. I can hardly believe how much things have changed for the better, he said, running his hand through his hair in contentment. Sophia, placing the homemade cake on the table, smiled at Lucas. It's incredible, isn't it? Life always surprises us. I'm so happy we're here celebrating together. Meanwhile, Carla and Richard were arranging chairs in the garden, laughing and talking with the ease of two young lovers. I don't know what my dad would say if he saw how well we've organized everything, Carla quipped, looking at Richard with a twinkle in her eyes. Richard, putting the last chair in place, replied, I think he would be proud and surprised. You know, Carla, your dad is an amazing guy. I'm really grateful that he gave me a chance. Me too, Carla said, taking his hand. Today is going to be perfect. As the guests began to arrive, Lucas's house filled with cheerful voices and warm greetings. Carla, radiant in her birthday dress, welcomed everyone with an infectious smile. Lucas, watching the scene, felt a wave of emotion. You did a great job, Dad, Carla said, approaching him and taking his hand. I had a lot of help, Lucas replied, looking at Sophia with gratitude, from all of you. When Carla blew out the candles on her cake, Lucas, Sophia, Richard, and everyone present applauded. Lucas looked at his daughter, at Sophia and Richard, and felt his heart overflow with love, family, and hope. Life, which once seemed like a sequence of struggles and uncertainties, now shone with new possibilities and the promise of a bright future. It was a moment of celebration, not only of Carla's birthday but of the journey they had traveled together, a journey that had led them to this new harmony and shared happiness. Thank you for joining us today on Deep Stories. Be sure to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on our next video.